groups that we're dealing with now. That we're dealing with now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live! It's time!
What is going on, everybody? We are now live here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. It is Monday, February 16th, 2026. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this stream a big old thumbs up. We're also live available over on Twitch and over on Kick. So if you're there as well, hit the like button, hit the follow button, and all that fun stuff. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend for the most part. How was your weekend? How was your Valentine's Day? I can't hear you, but I hope it was a good one. I hope it was a good one. I hope you got to do whatever it was that you did with your loved one. You got to celebrate. You got to take them out to a nice restaurant or whatever it is. I will say, on a positive note, it's been very spring-like over here. It's good to finally have that, right? It feels like spring here in the Northeast. I don't want to jump the gun though. I've seen some people today walk around in some short sleeves, and I'm like, we're not there yet. It's starting to get nice out, but we're not there yet. Okay. But outside of that, weekend wise, there was a big old not pay-per-view, but it felt like a episode of Dynamite on a Saturday, that being AEW's Grand Slam Australia. I'll give my thoughts on that, and I'll also give my thoughts on the Wrestling Observer 2025 year-end awards. I got a lot of people feeling some type of way. We'll get into all that too. But like I mentioned earlier, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you are notified whenever I go live here on the channel. But let's get this out of the way. Let's start this. All right. So this past Saturday was AEW Grand Slam. And if you watch the show for the wrestling aspect of it, you got good wrestling. Okay. But if you missed the show, if you missed it and you're like, man, I missed development, I missed advancement going into Revolution, I'll be honest, you did not miss much, to be honest with all of you. But nevertheless, I thought the show for the most part was a solid show. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yo, this was the best show of all time, because it really wasn't that either. But nevertheless, going into this, you kind of already had an idea of what the main event was going to be, or what would be the world title match at AEW Revolution, and they made it official. And if you didn't know, well, now you know. It will be Adam Page, Hangman Adam Page, going up against MJF for the world title. So there was that. Kyle Fletcher. We'll get into all this. We'll get into it. But again, if you watch the show, let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Or if not, you're watching this on the playback. Let me know your thoughts on the show. What did you like from Grand Slam Australia? What did you not like? For me, like I said before, I thought the show for the most part was a solid show. There's a lot of good wrestling, but that's every single AEW show. Cage match is given the show as of this moment. Now, let me just refresh this real quick. Let me just give it the refresh. And they gave the show a 7.95 out of 10. So that tells you what they thought of the show. Okay. For me, like I mentioned before, good wrestling. You just didn't miss much if you missed it. The show opened up with Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita for the Continental Championship. It was a 20-minute match. Now, during the match, like near the end, Excalibur explained that when it's a pay-per-view, it's a 60-minute time limit. But because it was television, it was 20 minutes. Now, remember, this was not a pay-per-view. This was a show that was taped hours in advance in Australia that aired here on the US at 8 p.m. So essentially, you got like their take on Saturday night's main event, if you will. It's a show that you place just before the pay per view happens. Overall, I thought this match, for the most part, was a solid match, back and forth. There was a moment in the match where Moxley does a dive, and I think he overdid it, and he almost landed on his head. And I'll be honest, going into this, I said, let's give it to Takeshita. Let Takeshita win the title because, after all, right, he will more than likely be challenging Okada at Revolution for unification, and that's not the case at all. So I was wrong on that one. Instead, it went to a 20-minute time limit draw, which the crowd did not really seem excited about. They wanted more time. And from what it looks like, and again, I could be wrong because they haven't made it official yet. They might end up running this back probably at Revolution. And likely we get the Okada rematch with Konosuke Takeshita. More than likely, probably at All In London, which I think is, it's gonna take a while. You know what I mean? But that's just what the vibe that I'm getting. I hope that I'm wrong on that one. Let me know your thoughts in the chat or in the comments, whatever it may be. But yeah, it went to a time limit draw, and Jon Moxley is still the AEW Continental Champion. From there, you had the Babes of Wrath. Of Harley Cameron, who, got the big hometown reaction, right? With Willow Nightingale, who is also the TBS champion, going up against Megabad. The match itself, it was all right. Nothing to really scream home about. I'll be honest, I really thought that we're going to get new tag team champions here, women's tag team champions. And I kind of thought that was the direction they were going to go, but they didn't go that route. Instead, the Babes of Wrath are still your AEW women's tag team champions, but they did something that was kind of a head scratcher. They ended up debuting a new addition to the AEW women's roster. None other than Australian's own Lena Cross. Now, I'm going to be very honest with all of you. I am not familiar with her work. I'm not saying that, I'm not familiar. I'm going to be honest. I'm not familiar with her work. But from people that I've watched and listened to, there's been a lot of praise. She's from Australia. She's almost the same height as Megan Bayne. And she shows up and she attacks the Babes of Wrath after the match. I'll be honest. If there was a time for a title change, it would have been here. You would have had Lena Cross, whatever you want to refer to her as, show up and help with Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne to become the women's tag team champion. At the end of the match, like, they're all holding up the titles. Like, Megan Bayne is holding the TBS title and the tag titles along with Penelope Ford, even though they didn't win, but they're holding on these titles. And it's like, if there was a time to crown new champions, it would have been right there. But they didn't go that route. Sadly, they didn't go that route. From there, we had Adam Page versus Andrade El Idolo, and I thought they had a very good match. They had a very good back and forth match. There's a moment there where Andrade was on the outside, and there was a fan sitting in the front row, and of course, she takes a photo with Andrade, takes the selfie, right? And then Hangman hits him with a boot, and what do you know? He's right there with the fan, right, of Andrade, and he also takes a selfie with the fan. And the fan went to, I guess, want a kiss from Hangman, and Hangman said, "I'm married." What a loyal cowboy, I must say. But I'll be honest, like I said, going into the preview, I wish they gave it to Andrade. A part of me was hoping, hey, give it to Andrade. He has this momentum right now, right? He's on a tear in AEW, right? He has a win over Swerve Strickland. He has a win over Kenny Omega. So you would think, hey, let him get a win against another former world champion. Let him go to, Revolution in Los Angeles, where he will get this massive pop, massive reaction, because, again, Los Angeles, California, it's a very heavy Mexican community. So that crowd would be pro Andrade. And was one thing is wanting something, another thing is them going with what they had planned, right? And the reality was it ended up being Hangman Adam Page getting the win, right? And he will now challenge MJF at Revolution. They are the two that have the story, right? And there's a rematch from last year's Revolution. So let them run it back. Look, again, am I down with this idea? Not really. But hey, at the end of the day, what can you do, right? I do think, though, Andrade should be in that discussion. Andrade should be challenging for the world title. I know on social media right now, he is encouraging Rey Fenix to leave WWE to go over with him and tear it up on the tag team division around the world. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. It's not happening. But again, Hangman Adam Page gets the win, and he is going to be challenging MJF at Revolution. From there, we go to Orange Cassidy and Tony Storm versus the Death Riders of Marina Shafir and Wheeler Yuta, where the loser, the person who gets the losing fall, would get their head shaved. And what do you know? What do you know? What do you know? Wheeler Yuta was the one who got pinned. And I'll be honest, the match itself, it was okay. Obviously, the crowd popped for Tony Storm because she is from Australia. But you kind of knew going in, like, yo, Wheeler Yuta was the one who was gonna get his head shaved. And that is what happened. He literally got pinned by Tony Storm, right? So he was trying to escape. He was trying to leave, like, oh, I'm not doing this. Fuck this. I'm not doing this at all. And then John Moxley stopped him as he was trying to escape. It's like, no, go over there, get your head shaved bald. Nothing wrong with being bald. Nothing wrong at all, right? And they proceeded to, cut his hair piece by piece, and then they grabbed the razor and they shaved him down. So he's bald now, and I know they did the house show, right? They did the house show the day after, right? They did like their house rules event, which is like essentially a house show, and he was rocking a beanie. So more than likely he'll be doing the whole "I'm not taking off my beanie" on television for the next couple of weeks, months, until we finally see him with the shaved head. Until that happens, we'll see. But yeah, nevertheless, Wheeler Yuta is now he's now bald. He's now bald like a cue ball. And then we had Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe in the ladder match. This was match number 7 in their matches that they've had. Each of them have 3 wins against each other. And I thought overall, as far as the ladder match goes, it was a good match, right? And obviously, I know a lot of people going into the match were not thrilled with the idea of Kyle Fletcher beating Tommaso Ciampa for the TBS title. But when you look at it, right, it made, it was totally understandable why Tony would do that. Being that they're going to be in Australia, you want Kyle Fletcher to get this big moment in front of his, countrymen and women in Australia, right? And he got that moment. And again, for the most part, it was a very good back and forth, brutal ladder match, brutal for what it was. My only criticism is this, and I don't know how many of you feel about this. So somewhere in this match, near the end, Kyle Fletcher hits Mark Briscoe with a brain buster from on top of the ladder. They both fall, right? They both fall. You would think that would be it. It's over, right? No, not at all. Because what happened was Mark Briscoe proceeds to try to beat Kyle Fletcher, who's already on top of the ladder, trying to grab the title. And Mark Briscoe just no-sold the brainbuster from being on top of the ladder. And when it was all said and done, Kyle Fletcher remained the TNT champion, which is essentially their television title. Okay. And then after, for the crowd, because we didn't see it, right, he unveiled a new title belt. It's the TNT title on pink leather. I'm pretty sure this Wednesday on Dynamite, they will have Kyle Fletcher present this new title for everyone now to see on television. But nevertheless, Kyle Fletcher is great. He's phenomenal. He will be a world champion by the time if not, he'll be challenging for it or whatever the case may be. By the time 2026 comes to an end, he should be a world champion. Dude is a phenomenal talent, right? So it was good to see him get this moment in Australia, right? You can just tell he was genuinely happy about it. So good for him on that one. Good for him. And then we got the main event, MJF Brody King for the world title. Could Brody King do it again? Could he go at it and do it again? Can he beat, MJF for this time for the title? If you remember, on this past Wednesday on Dynamite, Brody King, not even that, 2 weeks ago, I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago on television, Brody King defeated MJF in less than 60 seconds, right? So the question is, could he do it again? And no, that did not happen. Like the match itself, it was fine for what it was, back and forth, right? And yes, the crowd in Australia chanted "fuck ice." They chanted "fuck ice," and it is what it is, right? Everyone has a right to chant what they want to chant, and I agree with them. I'm with them on that one. And there's a moment in the match where obviously Bandito was at ringside trying to encourage his friend, his longtime tag team partner in Brody King. But when it was all said and done, MJF did get the win. I'll be honest too. I feel like the ending was kind of like very anticlimactic. I kind of wish there was more time. But then again, I understand. Hey, it's not a pay-per-view. It's essentially Collision, right? With a couple of world title matches, here and there. That's what it was, right? So when it was all said and done, Hangman Adam Page comes out and he hands over, like he walks with the contract and he signs it in front of MJF, drops the contract, and we see this stare, right? MJF and Hangman Adam Page, which by the way, now if you didn't know, they will be headlining Revolution in Los Angeles. So that is your world title match, right? But overall, look, if anything, go back and rewatch the ladder match for sure. Go back and rewatch, dare I even say, Moxley and Takeshita. But overall, and even the world title match if you want to. And honestly, yeah, go back and rewatch the show if you have it in general. But like I mentioned earlier in the beginning of this of the show here, when I was talking about Grand Slam Australia, if you did not watch the show and you thought you missed advancement and like development, right? Big drama, whatever the case may be, you didn't really miss anything. You got good wrestling, that's for sure. But that's every single AEW show, essentially. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in the chat and all that fun stuff. Let me know, all right, with your thoughts on Grand Slam Australia. But let's move on here because I know Raw starts in an hour, so I'm going to get you guys ready for Raw. And who knows, maybe this might be a quick show, all right? So also, there's a lot of, como se dice, a lot of people right now, how do I put this in WWE? There's a lot of discussion that Triple H is in the hot seat. So a lot of people are not too thrilled with the direction that Triple H took in WWE as far as creative goes. Now, I'll be the first to admit, creatively right now, it's not it. It's not it. It's crazy how 2 years ago, dare I even say, 2 years ago, they were scoring touchdowns, right? The Bloodline storyline was what kept them going. Was like, wow, this shit's popping, right? WrestleMania 40 shows up, right? Cody wins the title, the whole Bloodline story. It was popping. It was fucking popping. And now here we are 2 years later, and yeah, it's not it right now. It's not. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and I'll be honest, I am not that excited. I'm not. I want to be excited. As a fan, as a content creator, as a wrestling fan, I want to be excited. I'm supposed to be excited for the road to WrestleMania, right? It's again, for a pro wrestling content creator, this is the most wonderful time of the year, essentially. And it doesn't really feel that way. It doesn't. WWE, and this is per WrestleVote Radio on Fightful Select. WWE held an all-department meeting a couple of days ago regarding the lower than expected ticket sales for WrestleMania 42. So WrestleMania 42 has reportedly sold around 74,000 tickets across 2 nights so far. In comparison to last year, right? At the same point last year, this same time, they were roughly 89,000 sold. So it's down 18%. Now, let's just be honest right now. Let's just tell it like it is. Right now, it's right now the road to WrestleMania, right? It's not popping. Okay. Furthermore, more importantly, have y'all seen these prices for WrestleMania? Holy crap. It's expensive. So fucking expensive. I know a lot of people who are likely not going this year. I wasn't going to go, but still, it's fucking expensive, bro. What would get it popping for you? I want to be excited. I want them to, go outside the box. Pero right now, it's not happening. Like, yes, right now you have Roman Reigns and CM Punk, 14 years in the making. Pero that's it. That's all they have right now. Only one match. And I know there were discussions of them having a card planned out and they were changing in all that stuff. The reality is right now, factoring in, they're going back to Vegas right now. They're going back to Vegas in April for the event because they got greedy. They got way too greedy. And now it's coming back to bite them in the ass. It is expensive to fucking get a ticket to WrestleMania. Way beyond fucking expensive. Like, Palu knows what's up on it because he's also Peruvian. Like, brother, I would have to do probably 15 polladas. 15 polladas. Right? 15 polladas on a consecutive Friday, Saturday, just to get the pasaje for WrestleMania, just to get the airline ticket, if you will. It's beyond freaking expensive. You're pricing out fans right now. It's so insane right now how expensive these tickets are. And look, more than likely, there are fans who are going to go because, hey, it's WrestleMania weekend, right? And there's other events to do outside of just WrestleMania. You have WrestleCon. You have all these indie wrestling events that are happening right during the weekend. GCW and other indie promotions happening, whatever the case may be, right? And maybe there's people out there who will go to, let's say, SmackDown. Maybe they go to NXT. Maybe you attend the Hall of Fame, right? Did you guys hear about Vegas and WWE blocking off Mania watch parties in Vegas? That's another thing also. Like, I've heard that WWE in Vegas and so, the city, they're blocking off locations within the area from having WrestleMania watch parties. Which is so fucked up to do. Because I remember last year when we were in Vegas, I believe one of the resorts was throwing a pool party. And you were watching WrestleMania on the big screen with the pool and open, again, with the bar and all that stuff. And it was a good alternative for those of you who were not going to go to WrestleMania, the event, but you wanted to have a good time, watch it, right? And now you don't have that available. And I do hope that changes by the time we get to WrestleMania. Yeah, for Jeff Lane here. Anything Mania related is apparently blocked in Vegas outside the event. They're just insane, bro. So fucking insane. But again, this is what happens when you get greedy. This is what happens when you decide to go again because you saw the money. This is the thing, too. WWE saw the money they made last year, WrestleMania. They saw the money that they made, and they're like, you know what? Let's do it again. And the reality is now they're seeing, yeah, not really the best decision. They should have honestly not taken WrestleMania away from New Orleans. Because let's be honest, yo, going to New Orleans is much cheaper than going to Vegas. It is. And also, let's factor in right now, also, right now, tourism in Vegas is not popping either. It's not. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Look, by the time we get to WrestleMania, WWE will make their money, right? So they won't be struggling. They're going to get a shitload of people inside Allegiant Stadium. I know that Allegiant Stadium, last couple of days, they did a 25% off all WrestleMania tickets, which is still not enough. Like, it's still, whether you give it 25% off or 30% off, it is still fucking expensive. Okay, I think like the cheapest seat up in the fucking nosebleed is like what, $500? I think it is. That's even with the taxes and stuff like that. Still insane price. I do hope that they do change things, but also it's factoring creatively right now. It's not popping. It's not it. Sadly, I hate to say this, but it's not right now where it needs to be. You know, and the reality of the situation is that right now they got to get their shit together, because right now all you have is Roman Reigns and CM Punk. And that, again, it's a big match. Don't get me wrong. But what else do you have? Right? People don't want to see Cody and Drew again. You might as well add Jacob Fatu. Add him to the mix. Right? And also let's factor in too, right? There's been a lot of injuries. Like Braun Breaker's out injured. Seth Rollins is out injured, right? So we don't even know like what other matches they'll plan out. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see. Like, also, we got to figure out who will, Liv Morgan decide to face at WrestleMania. Will she go for Jade Cargill? Will she go for Stephanie Vaquer? We'll see. But overall, they need to get it together. WrestleMania will be here before you fucking know it. And keep in mind, I'm not going this year. I'm basically back in my WrestleMania trip retirement. I'm back in retirement at this point. Unless something crazy happens, like unless they have to go to a city they have to go. For me to really go to WrestleMania, it's not just the wrestling. For me, it's what does the city have to offer me as a tourist? Like if they're going to Minneapolis, I'm good. I really, I'm good. New Orleans, all right, I'll bite. Miami, for sure. But again, what does your city have to offer me as a tourist? That's basically it. What would you think of Mania going to Miami again? I just said this a couple seconds ago. I'll bite. If they go to Miami, I'll bite for sure. I want to go back to Miami. I went to Miami a couple years ago. I went on a road trip with a couple of buddies. Calle Ocho, banging. Little Havana, banging Cuban food. So, we'll see. It's like Chase says, basically, though, when Mania's having bad booking and all that usually points to WrestleMania is going to be awesome. I would hope so. Look, I could be saying all this right now, and then WrestleMania could be popping. Perfect example. WrestleMania 31. I'll never forget the IWC lost their minds. Oh, Roman and Brock. I don't want to see this shit. I can't tell you how many people that I know who literally canceled their WrestleMania plan, their WrestleMania trips at the conclusion of Fastlane when there was Roman and Daniel Bryan, right? Where Roman beat Bryan. There's a lot of people who I knew who canceled their trips. Oh, I'm not going. They're not giving me Daniel Bryan, even though Daniel Bryan had his moment a year prior, right? In New Orleans, right? And a lot of people didn't go. Oh, it's gonna be a bad WrestleMania, but shitty ass mania. And then it ended up being popping, you know? So who's to say? Who's to say? Are you going to Double or Nothing in Louis Armstrong Stadium? More than likely. Me and the boys, well, we're talking about it right now for the most part. So I gotta really see. Like, honestly, because I said this already. For those of you who don't know, like I moved, right? I moved. So I live in Jersey still, but I'm now further south Jersey, right? I'm kind of almost before I'm literally by the Jersey Shore, like at the beginning portion of it, right? Of South Jersey. So for me, now just to get to the city is kind of a little bit more of annoying now compared to where it was when I was living a little bit more up north. So the one thing about the whole thing is if it's on the weekend, I'm not planning on traveling back and forth. I want to believe that weekend there'll be other events also. Like I'm sure GCW will do a show. I'm sure, we'll see. But for the most part, I am going, right? Uh do you see a lot of Dominicans in your area? My next door neighbor is Dominican. Him and his wife. Cool people. A couple of days back when it snowed like crazy here, I was shoveling my area. They helped me out, so they're cool as fuck. Yeah, you see everybody here. It's a mix of everyone. Put it that way. I live in the suburb part, but they're cool as shit. All right. Que lo que manito, que lo que. But as far as Double or Nothing goes, my plan is I don't want to travel back and forth. So we're trying to see like how many of us are gonna go. We might do the Airbnb. Most likely, probably stay in Brooklyn or somewhere in New York, or if not, we might do Hoboken. I will say this: if you are someone who's gonna be traveling in to Double or Nothing, right, for that weekend, if you want like a good bar scene, Hoboken, go to Hoboken. All right. Just saying. Um, yeah, and that was a canceled they canceled the WWE network trends. Yeah. We had it good. People don't realize how good we had it with the WWE network. People don't realize it. For someone who has never been to New York, where's the safest area you can go? Uh I'm not from New York. I'm from Jersey. Pero for a tourist, Manhattan. Go to Manhattan, go to Times Square, right? There's a lot of tour areas. They'll take you to, Times Square. You'll go to the Brooklyn Bridge. You'll go to did I just say yeah, the Brooklyn Bridge. You'll go to the Liberty State Park, I guess the Statue of Liberty, right? Coney Island, I guess, if anything. But yeah, I agree. Stay away from the Bronx. Funny enough, I have an aunt who lives in the Bronx. I only see her whenever I go to Virginia. Yeah. So as far as tourists goes, yeah, just go to Manhattan. Go to Manhattan. Okay. If you're going to Brooklyn, though, go to Williamsburg. That's a safe part of Brooklyn. Back when my brother was living in Brooklyn, I would spend summers with him. He used to live in a town called Park Slope. Don't know how many of you know, but that's a town in Brooklyn. But anyway, let's get on to the meat and potatoes of this. So let's talk about let's talk about the Wrestling Observer year-end awards. Now, this got a lot of people feeling some type of way, if you will. Me, honestly, I understand that it's a awards that is not picked by Dave or Brian. It's selected by the readers of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. Let's be clear on that. So before people say, Dave picked, no. It's not like that. I know, I know, a lot of people are not happy with Dave, especially what he said about Brody King and all that stuff that he made up. Pero, um, it's one of those things where, a lot of some of the winners, is to each their own. Ice Cube's son complained about AEW, but he didn't when WWE won them last year. I just think what he referred to, and I think it's funny as all hell because it's not this. I know what you're talking about. This is the fact. I think he said, "Oh, it's the fuck WWE year-end awards." But yes, when WWE for the last 2 years won promotion of the year back to back. So keep in mind, this is not a Dave and Brian picking the winners, shit like that. It's selected by the readers of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. So basically, todos los comechados who fork over money to see Dave's fake news. So there's that. Anyway, I'm not going to go through every single category here. I'm not. But I'm going to just pick the ones that I saw that got people, if you will. So let's start with this. I have some bookmarked here for the most part. So let's get into this, shall we? Let's see here. Promote Booker of the Year, best Booker. The winner was Tony Khan. Number 2 was Taro Okada. I believe that is the guy from Stardom. Number 3 was the CMLL booking team, Rivera and Feliciano. Number 4 was Paul Levesque, the guy who runs WWE. Number 5 was Anthony Douglas, James Darnell, and John Blued from Deadlock Pro. Look, I'm not saying that Tony's booking was this amazing thing either, right? But in comparison, yeah, he had a better year. In comparison, side by side, yeah, he had a better year. So I'm fine with that. 2025's Wrestling Observer best gimmick. Number 5 was Joe Henry. Number 4 was the Young Bucks. I guess that was them being the EVPs, and then they went being broke. Number 3 is El Grande Americano. It's funny, though. It's funny because didn't people say, oh, people are going to hate the El Grande Americano gimmick is so racist, it's so fucked up, and people love it. Like, if you watch AAA, right? Like, El Grande Americano, right, is hated in America, but loved in Mexico. But the original El Grande Americano hated in Mexico, loved in America. And people thought this gimmick would not work. Oh, the Mexican people will hate the gimmick. Right. But number 1 was Timeless Toni Storm. Yeah. I mean, look, I feel like, if you look back on it, she did have that match with Mercedes, right? She did have that match with Mariah May. So yeah, I will say for the most part, yeah, she had a good gimmick. Wrestling Observer's worst gimmick. Number 5 was Jey Uso. Number 4 was Toni Storm. But even though she just won number 1 for best gimmick, but here she's at number 4 for worst gimmick, it makes no fucking sense. Number 3, House of Torture. Number 2, The Wyatt Six. Number 1, heel John Cena. That's their number 1. I honestly would have had The Wyatt Six at number 1, but that's just me, of course. 2025 Wrestling Observer newsletter, most disgusting promotional tactic. The fact that Raja Jackson incident is not number 1 is like, what the fuck are we doing? How is the Raja Jackson incident, right, and the promotion advertising him on a show after? How is that not number 1? Where he beat someone almost to death because trolls were getting to him on a fucking stream, on his own kick stream. The people in his chat were like, yeah, you're not about that life, bruh. You're not about that life. And that got to him. How is that not number one? How is that not number one? Is insane. Okay. But number 5 was CM Punk apologizing to Saudi Arabia. Number 4 was, I just mentioned, Raja Jackson incident. Number 3, TKO and WWE UFC relationship with Donald Trump. Honestly, I don't see that as an issue. When I see, in my opinion, again, Steve, no, I'm not. I'm just pointing that out. I mean, look, it is what it is. Number 2, TKO, WWE UFC relationship with Saudi Arabia. Okay. WWE has been in business with Saudi Arabia since 2018. If it still bothers you after all these years and the fact that they're getting a shitload of money, I mean, I'm sure it must bother you when your favorite comedian, your favorite artist, right? Your favorite soccer players, right? Like, I got friends, bro, who think Ronaldo is the GOAT, not Messi, and they have no problem with him playing in Saudi Arabia. And literally was one of the reasons why the Saudi Pro League is where it's at today, with all these other foreign players coming in to play in Saudi Arabia, right? Just saying. Point is, though, I think at this stage of the game, people should really cool off on the fact that, they're in business with Saudi Arabia. Like, for real, like, it's ridiculous at this point in juncture. Get over it. Get over it. And number one, WWE bringing back Brock Lesnar. Look, I was there live in the building. When Brock returned. The people that were there when that music hit, buddy, they were popping, bro. That building was popping when he was back. Just saying. 2025 Wrestling Observer newsletter, worst major wrestling show. Damn, it's a lot of this is WWE affiliated, huh? Number 5, Night of Champions. Number 5. Number 4, GCW, The People versus GCW. That was their Hammerstein Ballroom show. Number 3, WrestleMania Night 2. Okay. And this will go when I talk about the worst match. I'm going to have a bias toward WrestleMania 41 Night 2. I'll have a bias towards it because I was there versus watching it from home, which we'll get into in a little bit. But hey, it is what it is. And number 1, WWE WrestlePalooza. Okay. Wrestling Observer, best major wrestling show. Number 1, AEW All in Texas. I thought it was a good show. Number 2, AEW Double or Nothing 2025. I thought that was, for me, that was my number 1 show. In my opinion, that was my number 1 for me. Okay. Had a great main event. Will Ospreay, Hangman Adam Page. So I thought, to me, that was it. Number 3, Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom. Never seen it. AEW Revolution, and then AEW All Out. Okay. Worst television announcer. Number 5, Tony Schiavone. Number 4, Vic Joseph. Number 3, Michael Cole. Number 2, Pat McAfee. And number 1, Booker T. I disagree with that one. Like, to me, Booker T is a vibe. I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like Booker T and his commentary style. I get it. It's an acquired taste. I don't mind Booker T on commentary. I think a lot of time when he goes crazy, I think it's funny. I mean, he's helped. Like, let's be honest here. Trick Williams doesn't get over like he does without the help of Booker T. In my opinion. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that's just me. Night 1 was way worse than Night 2. Night 1 is an all-time bad Mania. Then you're saying that WrestleMania 41 is an all-time bad Mania. If you're saying that Night 1 is an all-time bad Mania. Okay, so now the Wrestling Observer most underrated wrestler, I guess, for 2025. Number 5, Ray Phoenix. Number 4, Brody King. Number 3, Commander. Number 2, Javon Evans, who I think is great, despite what Kevin Nash has to say. And number 1, Beast Mortos. My only issue is we got to see more of Beast Mortos on television. We got to see more of him. And look, before anyone says you should watch Ring of Honor, I'm good. I'm fucking good. He should not be placed behind a fucking paywall, in my opinion. The Wrestling Observer most overrated wrestler. Number 5, Seth Rollins. Number 4, Evil. Number 3, Jade Cargill. Number 2, CM Punk. And number 1, Jey Uso. There was that time, and I'll agree, Jey Uso, the whole yeet got over, and it was like, yeah, we're going to go with him. And when, look, he had his moment, but it just wasn't happening. It was not popping. You know, had his moment. Great, awesome. I was there live for it. But then after that, it's like, yeah, it just, the title was a little bit way too heavy for him. You know, so there's that. But the whole thing with CM Punk, guys, and I know this part is the sickos that are still bitter, that are still upset, that are still bothered that he left and he said what he said and all that stuff. Let it go. Let it the fuck go. The 2025 most improved. Number 5, Kevin Knight. Number 4, Marina Shafir. Number 3, Kendall Gray. She is going to be a star. No doubt about it. She will be a star. Number 2, Kyle Fletcher, who I already know, like, yo, he's going to do a lot of amazing things. And number 1, Harley Cameron. Okay. The 2025 Wrestling Observer Newsletter Promotion of the Year. Number 5, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Number 4, WWE. Even though it's funny because they're voted the worst promotion of the year, but here they are as number 4 as in promotion of the year, which is kind of crazy, but whatever. Number 3, Stardom. Number 2, AEW. So all the sickos out. So all the WWE hate, all the E drones can't be mad. AEW wasn't voted number 1. They're voted number 2. Number 1, CMLL. I mean, you're talking to someone who doesn't really watch CMLL. I know they do their Viernes, their Friday specials every single Friday on the YouTube channel for channel members. And every single Friday, Arena Mexico is sold out. But also you got to factor in this too. Like, for a lot of people, promotion of the year also factors in. It depends on what's your criteria, right? Which is the promotion that gives you the best wrestling? What promotion, is doing good from a business standpoint? Again, it's what your criteria is, right? But yeah, CMLL was the promotion of the year. 2025 Wrestling Observer Newsletter Match of the Year. Number 5, Adam Page versus Will Ospreay. This has to have been the Double or Nothing match. Mystico versus MJF. Now, is this the Dynamite match or the match from CMLL? I'm not really sure. But yeah, I mean, it's Mystico, of course, in MJF. So you know they're going to deliver. Number 3, Adam Page versus Jon Moxley. I want to believe this is the double, or this is the all-in Texas match. Bandito versus Konosuke Takeshita. This is from the Ring of Honor match. And let me just tell you, as someone who watched it, again, I don't watch that much Ring of Honor like I used to, because it's not, the Ring of Honor that I love anymore. It's not that anymore. But their match was a throwback to the old school Ring of Honor. So, yeah, that's good. And then number 1, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd, which I thought was awesome. It was fucking banging. That was my match of the year. Keep in mind, this is Kenny Omega's first match back since recovering from diverticulitis, right? So that was awesome. And then Wrestling Observer's best weekly TV show. Number 5, SmackDown. Number 4, Monday Night Raw. Number 3, AEW Collision. Number 2, CMLL Super Viernes. And then number 1, AEW Dynamite. again, these awards, they're not voted by Dave and Brian. It's from the readers of the Wrestling Observer. I have no issue with them. I don't have an issue with some of these results. I don't agree with all of them per se, but hey, at the end of the day, I think people at a lot of times get way too bent out of shape for no reason. And we'll get back to this next year. And I'll tell you this. You want to know what's going to be an early candidate for most disgusting promotional tactic? I'll tell you. AEW signing the Rascals, and then before the fucking ink dried on the paper, they let go of Trey Miguel. There's one. All right. That being said, guys, unless there's anything else that's popping in the news right now, let me just check before I put a bow on this. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, that basically is it. That's gonna be it for me. I'll be back tomorrow for Steve's for the Raw rundown. I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah, I kind of mentioned that. Like, I know Kevin Nash says something earlier. Let me see, because I don't have the quote on me, but let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see what he had to say here. I don't have the quote on me. Let me see. This is what Kevin Nash. Let me see. I'm trying to find like the full quote. Here he is. This is the full quote from his thoughts on Javon Evans, right? This is from his podcast, The Click This. In quote, he's an incredible athlete. He's a little bit too fucking Mr. Bone Jangles for me. I wish he was a little bit more urban. I understand it's Netflix. I understand there's a big fucking world out there besides the one that fucking 66-year-old Detroit boy Kevin Nash wants. But I just want him to have a little bit of an edge. See, he's not wrong with him wanting a little bit of an edge. I do agree. Javon, his issue is his promos are not, how do I put this? His promos at times are not it. Okay. This is more for what he has to say. He can strike. He can strike. He throws good punch. He throws a good punch. Fucking take your time and throw a good punch. Maybe put 2 or 3 together. Something where you tell me, is this shit, if this shit was real, all this athleticism I can use. Not if this shit was real, I would cartwheel off your motherfucking body like you would never see. He sells good. He does everything good. It's just that you have to fight. Like, the one thing with Javon Evans, I guess what he was trying to say is he wishes that he had that killer instinct, right? The problem is Javon Evans, he's featured a lot. If you watch Raw on Netflix, if you watch the international version through the VPN, most of his segments and interviews are during the commercial breaks. So if the only way you watch them is if you are watching on the VPN. Do I agree with all the stuff that he says? No. I get what he was trying to say. It's just poor wording. That's what it is. And I agree here with Jeff here. It's poor wording. All he had to say, I just wish he had a killer instinct. That's all he had to say. And all this whole shit would have been avoided. Now, look, do you really think this is going to, get people to cancel Kevin Nash? Kevin Nash is 66 years old, bro. At this stage of the game, he does not give a flying fuck if you cancel him or not. All right. That being said, folks, that's going to be it for me. much love to all of you. I'll be back live tomorrow for the Raw Rundown. Hopefully tomorrow, my Real Madrid gets a win against Benfica in the Champions League. Someone give your Barcelona homies a hug today. They need one. That being said, guys, much love to all of you. All right. Thank you for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media. All right. And yeah, follow me on X at Heel Steven. Follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. If you are a channel member, you get to watch Raw with us if you are an ATP channel member. Okay. So more than likely later on today, a couple of minutes from now, me and the boys will be watching Raw. If you're a channel member, you get to join us. Again, we're not going to be live or anything. We're just watching like a family. Okay. So if you want to be a channel member, hit that join button next to the subscribe button. It's only $2.99 a month. Okay. Only $2.99 a month. All right. That being said, guys, much love to all of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Whether you watch on the live feed or on the playback, it's much appreciated. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification. All right. That's going to be it for me, guys, for myself and the gang. This has been Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network. See you tomorrow for the Raw Rundown.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.